Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I'm just going to start off basically just showing you everything I'm going to be using to create this set. So here I'm just getting my monomer ready. I am using the notpolish EMA monomer. I'm also using their round dappen dish. It's so adorable. And I also have their number 14 or number 16 acrylic Kolinsky brush. I forget the size, but it is one of the biggest size brushes I have from them. And I'm going to be using that to lay my acrylic. For the acrylic, I'm going to be using this new color here called Porsche. And this is actually named after another content creator called Porsche Nailed It. I think I'm saying that right. I will have her name on the screen. And I'm pretty sure she has a video on how that came about, but I'm not really sure of that story. But it is named after her, and our videos are pretty similar, so I'm sure you guys have seen her content come up on like the recommended page and stuff like that. She creates stunning nails. Literally, they look so good. And when I seen her using it, I just had to have it. So when notpolish asked me like what else would I like from them, I did include this color here so I could use it. And for this nail design, if you guys remember, and I can't remember what video it was, but I was like, I wanted to do like a pink base using the 𝚙𝚚𝚘𝚍𝚞 ones with like some black Frenches. And I said I was gonna wait because I wanted to use the notpolish acrylic instead. This is the acrylic I was talking about because it also has like that sheerness to it. That's what I was wanting, and that's also how the 𝚙𝚘𝚘𝚍𝚞 one is. So I love that it keeps like that vibe I wanted. But this one is just so much more like vibrant. It kind of almost reminds me of like a juicy plum. Like it's super vibrant but still very sheer. So I love how this color looks. And as you guys can see, I'm already starting my application. Some of the things I did run into though when using this acrylic was that it wasn't even as I wanted it to be. Like on camera you probably can't tell, but the angle I was sitting and like doing my nails, it did look a little bit how the last video I did where I used the gummy bear collection from Bomb Nails. How I mentioned like it wasn't as even in certain areas, just where I placed the acrylic down, that's kind of where most of the pigment stayed, which in that video that was exactly what I wanted, but for this one I didn't. So I was like, if I did want to try to get like a complete even coverage, I would work in smaller sections or just use less acrylic, which I did try to like do that throughout the video, but I just still feel like I didn't really get that evenness I wanted. And I've seen other people use this acrylic and theirs were pretty even, so maybe it's just my technique of how I'm picking it up. Maybe I'm placing it down too early. And I did realize that like within the first few stages of this application, towards the end you will see me wait a little bit longer for the acrylic to set up on the brush and just give it time to polymerize so that all of the pigment can be throughout that bead. But for my first two nails, I am working with it just a little bit more runnier. And I did use this bigger brush because I wanted to get through the application just a little bit faster. But I did end up having to work with smaller beads. That ended up being the case for the rest of my nails. But that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing for this application. Just using this color called Porsche on all of my nails as a base. And on this nail here, you can still see, like, even though I placed a bead, the pigment is throughout the entire bead, but you can see like this diagonal line. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I can see it. There's like this diagonal line where the pigment is, and it's not like spreading throughout the entire bead. I don't know what is happening, but after this nail, or I think like in a few seconds, I will take the entire jar and just give it a quick stir. I don't know the exact name, but you use it to stir up acrylic, and it's really helpful because you can stir up like the entire jar without the pigment spilling and stuff, like, you know. So I really like that for times I need to stir my acrylic. And if you are wondering, I did get that from Crafts by 9. I will try to link it down below if it's still available on the website. But after I went in and gave this a good stir, I did just try to implement all of those tips that I was like just saying, everything I thought would help give this application like a more even look to it. I basically did it. So you will see me working with smaller beads or slightly smaller beads, working with it in smaller sections, not really trying to drag it out as much as I can, just, you know, just kind of fit it for that area and then just work up. But yeah, like I said, on camera you can't really tell, but the way I was sitting and like in some angles and different lightings where the light will hit it so it looks a little bit brighter, you can definitely tell. And I should really try to get this down for when I want to like have this as a base color with not really no nail art on top, because for this nail set I did end up doing some French tips on top, so you couldn't really see like the tips and just about half of the nail. But whenever I do want to use this acrylic or any other like sheer acrylic powder and I just want it as a base with nothing on top, I will want to try to get this ratio down or a technique so that I do have like an even surface. So if you have any tips and tricks for that, please let me know down below in the comments. And that's pretty much how it's gonna go for now. I'm just gonna be doing this color here on all of my nails, using as many beads as I need to. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and let you guys watch this play out. So of course I did go ahead and let them completely dry. I did my thumb off camera, and now I'm gonna go in with my filing. I'm not gonna explain my filing, but as always I do go in, start off with my hand file, and then use my e-file. And I kind of want this video to be a little bit more laid back and chill, so I'm not going to talk through this process either. So I'll just go ahead and let you guys watch this play out as well, and then we can get into the nail art. After the process of the filing that you saw, I did go ahead and work that with a buffer, and then I went in with my nail file again just to crispen up my edges and my sidewalls, just to make sure that even though I buffed everything, I didn't want it to like dull out. So I went back in with my hand file and just crisping everything up as best I can. Of course, I washed them off with some alcohol and a stiff manicure brush, and this is how the application looks. I love this color so much. Like, just look how pretty this is. I could honestly wear this color like this with a top coat. Like, it is just so gorgeous. Like I was saying, it do remind me of like a juicy plum. Like, it is just so pretty. But yeah, now we can get into the nail art. Like I was mentioning, I am going to do some black Frenches over all of my nails. And this nail art, this design is pretty simple. So hopefully it is still entertaining enough for you guys to watch. And if you are here, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my French tips. And for the next part of the nail art, it still won't be very complicated. And I will talk about that when I get to it, but for now I'm just gonna let you guys watch how I create my French tips over all of my nails. And also, I am curing right after I do my French tip because I am so clumsy. I didn't want to hit anything, mess anything up trying to do all of them at once. So once I cleaned up my smile line area, if I needed to wipe my sides and everything, I did go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds before moving on to the next nail. After I cured on all of the Frenches, this is what they are looking like, and I really love this color combination. Here's how the thumb looks. I did it off camera, and when I was recording this, I was thinking how this color combination is so Halloween coded. Like, this is such a popular color combination when it comes to like the cutesy Halloween nails. I'll definitely be using this again because this color is so good not to. But yeah, I was just thinking like how this is like such a Halloween combination when it comes to like the cute pink Halloween nails, not necessarily like the gruesome, scary, bloody type of nails, not anything like that, but like the cutesy Halloween nails. I could definitely see this being a possible combination that I will be using in the future. And speaking of Halloween nails, I have seen a couple people post Halloween designs, not like new ones, but like old designs that they, you know, have done in the past. Do y'all think it's too early to start posting Halloween designs? Because honestly, for me, it is way too early. We haven't even got over to September yet. Like, we have a whole nother month in between before we can get to October. Like mid-September, okay, maybe, but we are still in the middle of August. Like, Halloween nails in August, like, that is just way too early. Let me know what y'all think down below. And I just kind of got off topic, but what I'm doing now with my nails is I'm taking this top coat because I forgot to apply the glossy top coat before I added on my Frenches. So I'm just taking this glossy top coat and just putting it where you would see my smile line area on that pink. And I'm not really trying to keep it neat when I brush this down because I am going to be using some matte top coat for my Frenches, so I'll just end up going over it. But I do make sure it's as neat as possible up at my cuticle area, and then once I get them all on, I do cure that for 30 seconds, of course. I just love how this looked when it came out of the light. Like, just look at that color, y'all. Like, if y'all don't have this color and you do a lot of acrylic nails, this is a color you need in your collection because it is just so pretty not to have. Like, I just absolutely love how this looks. And I'm gonna go in with Not Polish matte top coat, and I do place some onto my nail palette because in order to get up at like the smile line areas, the little teeny parts on my sidewall areas of my nails, I will need a nail art brush. So I do use that to get up in those really small areas, and then for the rest of the nail, I'll use the brush from the bottle and just coat my entire black French in that matte top coat. And I didn't show all of them on camera because this part actually took me a lot longer than I wanted it to, and honestly I didn't feel like editing all of those like skips and pauses and stuff in the video, so I'm only going to show my thumb on camera. Just know that I did the same thing to all of my nails. Of course, curing for 30 seconds after each one because again, I didn't want to mess anything up. And after repeating that to all of my nails, this is how they look. I do love this color combination. However, I do think I would have liked this better like all glossy. But I just seen a nail design yesterday over on Instagram. This design is actually inspired by, I can't remember the name, but it's like Nails by Mikey or like Mikey22. Y'all, I was so confused. I actually had to go look because I was like, I just know that's not right. The account is nails by underscore Mike99. I don't know where I got 22 from. I just knew it was like a double number. I will have the account on the screen. He does some fire nails. Like, they're always so freaking pretty. I just love watching his page. Like, I do save a lot of his nails, like hoping that I could do some of those nails someday. But I just saw this and I remember how I wanted to use this color and stuff, and it was next on my list, so I just went ahead and included this since it was so similar, and I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do on top anyways. So I took what I wanted to do for the base and took the design for his nails on top and just incorporated it into my set. So this design is inspired by him. But as you guys can already tell, this design is not going how it's supposed to be. Anytime I'm doing these like 3D nails, this is literally the most easiest, simplest technique that you can do when it comes to 3D. And it just looks so simple. It's so pretty on like the ombre nails and Frenches. but when I do it, it just don't come out right. And as you guys can see, I did that on my first nail, and when I was looking at it, I was just like, this is honestly gonna be the best I could get it. I probably should have used a thicker gel so I could flow it better, but that was just the best I was gonna do it. I didn't want to wipe that away, try it again, complicate anything. So what I decided to do is just take it, maybe like an abstract type of design. Like I can't think of like the style of art, but I just took it as that, like kind of like, you know, just really random. Placed them where I wanted them to be in opposite directions, not really wanting to keep them like uniform. So that's just what I did. It's not exactly like the original that Mikey did, but you know, still pretty similar. It has that element of the 3D-ness to it, the matte Frenches. So yeah, that's basically what I did to all of them. And I am flash curing them in the light before moving on to my next nails so they don't like move out of place, because I did use the Crazy Top soft gel. So like I said, I probably should have used the Crazy Top thick gel instead of the soft, because this one was a little bit more runnier. So yeah, that was probably something I should have changed, but overall I think I did a pretty good job at least creating the lines. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I also didn't mention it, but you guys saw I did add some of the black gel polish into it so that it keeps like that black look to it. After I was done putting on the 3D to all of my nails, I did go ahead and cure them for another 30 seconds in my light to completely cure them. And I'm going to top this off with some cuticle oil to re-nourish my cuticles. And once I rub this in, this is how the finished set looks. And I like how this looks, like oddly, I think it looks oddly good, because I feel like it doesn't really match like per se, but like I said, this color combination is just so pretty, and I think it's just because I love this base color so much that, you know, like it just ties the whole set together. The base kind of matches with like the glossy 3D part, and I just love the Frenches as well. So I do think I like this a lot more than I thought I would. I will have all of these products I use linked down below, or if I can find them, I will try to link them. If you guys are interested in purchasing anything from Not Polish, I do have a discount code that you guys can use at checkout, which is key10, and you can save 10% off your entire order. And that basically wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about today's set, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.